Hey guys, today we're gonna have a look at the most iconic actors' physique from Brad Pitt to Leonardo DiCaprio. Note that this is not a video about the most iconic physiques, but the physique of the most iconic actors. Of course this is my list, and some of you would have chosen other actors, I know, yet these are arguably some of the most iconic actors, especially for the time frame 1990 to 2010. There was something that sprang to my eye when looking at some of the most iconic actors, in that they are neither exceptionally tall nor exceptionally built, yet played some of the most prominent roles in movies that made history. Let's dive in and have a look. Leonardo DiCaprio played roles in iconic movies such as Titanic, Catch Me If You Can, Inception, and Wolf of Wall Street. His acting skills as a method actor shine in these movies, and his looks obviously overshadow many of his peers. Leonardo DiCaprio is 5 feet 11 inches tall or 181 centimeters. That's slightly above the average height of 180 centimeters or 5 feet 11 inches in Europe and 5 feet 9 inches or 175 centimeters in the US. So Leo is tall but not exceptionally tall. Let's have a look at Leo's physique in The Departed. Here he was quite lean and somewhat muscular, especially when seen in his cell training in The Departed. Absolutely not over the top shredded, but lean and muscular. Brad Pitt is arguably one of the greatest actors alive and had roles in iconic films such as Fight Club, the Ocean's movies, Inglourious Basterds, and Snatch. Brad Pitt stands 5 feet 11 inches or 180 centimeters tall and is of around average height when looking at European male height and above average height when looking at US average male height. Brad Pitt arguably sports one of the most iconic physiques in his movies, particularly in Fight Club. The legendary basement scene when he's seen smoking while covered in dirt and blood from the fighting is unparalleled. This is a physique that many men strive to achieve, and that is still naturally attainable with a proper diet and workout regimen. Well-developed abs, chest and shoulders, some traps, very lean body fat around 5 to 6%. Definitely lower than practical for everyday life, but definitely one of the most iconic movie physiques of all time, and dead-ass cool. Johnny Depp is loved and known for his iconic roles in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies 21 Jump Street and Edward Scissorhands. A recent Netflix documentary about his split and legal fight with Amber Heard is also well known. Johnny Depp is 5 feet 9 inches or 175 centimeters tall. That's of average height for a male in the US and below average height for a male in Europe. So Depp has a normal, not exceptionally tall stature and has captured the hearts of many women. Interestingly, his physique was never really in the foreground in many of his movies. When we look at the cover of Rum Diary, we see a somewhat lean Johnny with a slight belly and some but not very developed muscle. Definitely more in the normie range than the physiques of the other guys, but hey, he didn't really need it to be cool AF. Tom Cruise starred in iconic movies such as Top Gun, The Last Samurai, and the Mission Impossible movies. He's known for being an exceptional stunt performer and unique actor. Tom Cruise is of below average height with 5 feet 8 inches or 172 centimeters, no matter if seen from a US or European perspective. His physique is very notable, not bulky, but very well trained and developed muscle. In the boxing fight scene in Far and Away, we can see well-developed upper body muscles, chest, shoulders and traps. Definitely something to make the ladies' mouth water, but not overdeveloped or bulky. Safe to say that this is, like Brad Pitt's physique, one of the more advanced on this list. George Clooney is known for his iconic roles in legendary movies such as the Ocean's movies, Gravity and Michael Clayton. George Clooney was named Sexiest Man Alive twice, with the only two others being Brad Pitt and Johnny Depp that had this honor. George Clooney's height is 5 feet 11 inches or 180 centimeters tall. That's European average height and above the average height in the US for a male. He's tall but not exceptionally tall. Like Johnny Depp, George Clooney's physique wasn't really in the foreground in his movies. Lean and some not very visible muscle. In The American we see a fitter version, but still more on the lean side with some more muscle development. However, there's something about guys like Depp and Clooney that doesn't really make them seem less good looking or cool when not really being trained. Overall, we can see that these guys sport pretty fit physiques in their films, but while George Clooney and Johnny Depp have pretty normal, lean figures with some muscle, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt show off their lean and muscular physiques that made movie history. Leonardo DiCaprio falls somewhere in the middle. I particularly want to highlight the physique of Brad Pitt here. This iconic physique, despite not being extremely muscular, has become extremely sought after. In surveys we have seen that when asked, women point out that they absolutely fall for guys that have physiques like this, somewhere between athletic and strong and quite lean. So it is probably not by accident that these physiques, despite not being comparable with the level of muscularity of some guys that we see in more up-to-date movies like Chris Hemsworth and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, are viewed by many as more classic and attractive. This also shows us that it's not necessarily the biggest guys that come across as the coolest, but rather lean and train guys that have that special something and are just that as cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, stay awesome.